Hello, I'm Mike, this is Will, we are the Tabletop Donkeys.
Hello.
And we're bringing you issue 48 of Warhammer 40k Conquest today. And in this issue we received 2 Space Marine bikers. As always, if you want to skip straight to the battle report and see the bikers in action, you can find a time code in the description. But heading into the issue, of course we got some background on the Space Marine bikers themselves. It's probably a fairly old bit of artwork there. It's quite an old kit once again. We've got the old top trumps with arm rating, speed and firepower, although the bars don't seem to reflect that accurately. So the bikes are sort of, they're a fast attack vehicle and they've got twin bolt guns mounted on the front. Got some background on different bikers from different chapters. So the White Scars are sort of specialised in bikers. The Dark Angels have the Raven Wing, who are sort of an elite biker unit. And the Space Wolves also have their own variant, the Swift Claws. And also here we have some background on other forces of chaos other than Nurgle. So we have Renegades and Heretics with the sort of general mortal forces of chaos, like the Cultists that we'll see in a future issue. We have some Imperial Knights who fall into chaos, the Demons of Chaos, of course, and then the Demon Primarchs, such as Magnus the Red here, the fallen leaders of the old Space Marine legions. So then we've got some background here, Dark Imperium. This is a sort of the start of the Indomitus Crusade and around about the time of the creation of the Chimera Space Marines and an attack on Terra at that time, and the opening of the Great Rift that split the galaxy in half. And here we have some fiction of the White Scars fighting some World Eaters, basically biker warfare, on the world of Saharan. So it's all gone a bit Mad Max. And here we have our build guide for our bikes. They're both exactly the same. Sort of monopose models. They are very old, as I said. You don't really get any options at all for new war gear or anything, unlike the Landspeeder and the Scouts. And like the Landspeeder, it's probably easier to paint the driver to keep him separate before, and then glue him on after you finish painting him. But other than that, it's fairly simple to paint. And it does mention here to paint one of the bikers with a different coloured helmet to be the squad sergeant, because the actual models don't look any different. With that over, we'll head into the mission with some exciting new rules.
So before we go on to our mission for this week, we finally get to learn about stratagems and command points. And it actually says here that later on we'll learn how to make battle-forged armies. If you're obviously familiar with Warhammer 40,000, you'll know what that means. But for the moment, it says that the missions will have a certain number of command points available and they can be spent on these stratagems here. And it says these will be available in every mission. And they're the usual ones from the main rulebook. We've got the command reroll, so you can reroll any single die. Counteroffensive allows you to pick one of your units to fight out a sequence in the fight phase, and Insane Bravery is automatically pass a single morale test. You probably won't see that one very much in this magazine. Things very rarely have to take morale tests. But they obviously cost the number of command points it says, so 1 for the command reroll and 2 for the other 2. And then they come out of your total stock, so we'll need to keep track of those in our future games. And there's some examples of how they're used here. So command reroll, fairly straightforward. You roll a die and then you don't like the result, so you spend a command point and reroll it. I mean, you can't reroll. And then counter-offensive, there's just an example here of how these aggressors here in this fight have chosen to fight before the Plague Marines who charged. So paying 2 command points allows them to fight out of sequence. I'm sure we'll see that come into play in the game if it comes up. And here we have the background for our mission. We've got this title here, Hellish Highway. The Death Guard are closing in. The Space Marines have launched their breakout. As you can see in this picture, the Ultramarines here, or the Silver Templars in our case, are trying to cross these bridges to link up with reinforcements on the other side, but the Death Guard have fortified the bridges. So there's an offensive being launched to take these bridges, apparently, with various powerful units, and as you can see on the board, we actually have a special piece of terrain for this issue, which is a bridge piece, which is just a piece of printed terrain. I'll show you that in a second. Now, this separates the 2 boards, as you can see here, and the bit in the middle is the river, effectively, which you can only move over if you can fly, and you can't land in it. So that's only going to affect the land speeder in this game. If it has enough movement, it can move all the way to the other side. And the Death Guard deploy here, in this deployment zone, and then the Space Marines come on the board in the first turn, obviously get the first turn, this board edge over here, and they have to get to the opposite board edge, and if they manage to get 1 unit off the board, then they win. And the Death Guard prevent that, then they win. And there's 5 battle rounds the Space Marines have to do it. And then, as you can see down here, we've got the army lists, but both sides have 3 command points to use on the new stratagems that we've been presented with. It's actually fairly straightforward. We'll have a look at the battlefield. And here is the board with the bridge piece installed. You can see it's just a printed piece of paper. Unfortunately, I haven't made a custom-built terrain piece for this because we don't really have the parts all the time at the moment. But there it is, and obviously it's, apart from the bit which is clearly the water, you just move over it freely, there's not really any special rules to do with it. And then the featureless void of the river here on both sides. And then other than that, it's just the two boards, the city board over here, in the opposite orientation to what we've seen recently. So the ammo boxes are right at the back. The Mechanicus board over here, again, the other way around. So the thermic plasma regulators are effectively at the back of the board, completely pointless, and then the larger pieces might come into play because they're a bit closer to the bridge. And of course we have the profile for our new bike squad that came with this issue, and it specifically says it contains one biker sergeant and one Space Marine biker. So the sergeant is the one with the red helmet, which will be obvious, but he has an extra attack and an extra point of leadership. But otherwise they are toughness 5 with 2 wounds, so same toughness and wounds as an aggressor, even though they're not Primaris units, so this is because they're on a bike. Effectively it makes them more resilient. And they have a 14-inch move, so they're very fast, but only one attack, so they're not particularly good in melee. And then each of their bikes is equipped with a twin bolt gun, which is a bolt gun, but it's rapid fire too. So it's actually exactly the same as the storm bolters that we had on the cargo deck. And each biker also has a bolt pistol. It also gives a profile here and rules for the attack bike, which comes with a heavy bolter and can replace it with a multi-melter. We don't get that yet, so when we do, that's why it's in here. You'll also notice that is the only option the unit can take. In the full codex they can take a variety of special weapons, but they do not come in the plastic kit, so they're not mentioned here. And the only other thing to note is turbo boost. So when they advance they automatically move 6 rather than rolling a d6 to determine how far they go. So with all of that we'll have a look at the army overviews and then get straight to the game. Here is our Space Marine force. As I said before, it's a little bit different this time round. We've got the 2 new bikers, including the sergeant at the front there, the Redemptor Dreadnought and the Land Speeder. Which you've chosen to arm with missile launchers and an multi-melter again.
Yeah, because I think I'm hoping the D6 damage will guarantee kills. I was tempted to go for the assault cannon and the heavy bolter, but I think we've got enough small arms fire from the bikes and the dreadnought, and might be using the land speed to try and pick off your foul blight spawn as well.
And then, technically you could pick a model to be your warlord, but you don't have any characters, so it doesn't really matter.
I guess it would be the dreadnought.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't think it's relevant in this mission anyway.
And here is our Death Guard force. We've got the Foul Blight spawn leading 2 units of 5 Plague Marines. They're outfitted as I usually do, with the champions with the plasma guns and then 1 Blight Launcher in each, and then the 12 Poxwalkers. And my Warlord will be the Foul Blight spawn, obviously, and he will have the Arch-Contaminator Warlord trait, which is the one that lets nearby units reroll all failed wound rolls with plate weapons. So you can see the Death Guard have deployed. We've got a unit of 5 Plague Marines on each flank, Poxwalkers in the middle, and the Foul Blight spawn behind them, and they have to be 6 inches away from the bridge and 10 inches from the board edges. Thunder is spreading out, so there's no real favoured direction. I'll just point out here as well, we've got our command point counters, red for the Death Guard and blue for the Space Marines. The Space Marines get to go first, so they move on from this far board edge over here. So we'll be on to Space Marines turn 1.
So first thing that's going to move on is going to be the Dreadnought. It's going to advance, because if it moves on normally it won't be in range. 2 inches. So now the Dreadnought has walked on its 10 inches right down the middle of the board. So next the 2 bikes are going to come on down that side. Hopefully they might be obscured from some shooting there. And they're a bit far away and they wouldn't be in range. And I don't really want to advance them just yet. With the Land Speeder coming on over here. So we're all spread out. Hopefully it can use the Alchemite stackers for a bit of cover. It's just moving on normally as well, so it can actually shoot with its missile launchers. So onto the shooting phase. The Land Speeder will fire its crack missiles at this Plague Marine squad.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 shots hitting on 4s because we moved and we've got heavy weapons. 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
Not bad. Not in cover because not everybody's within an inch of that pipe. I couldn't actually make them all within an inch of that pipe. 5 plus armor saves. Oh.
There we go.
We can all roll high.
Yep, we can roll really high today.
But I think that'll be it for your turn, won't it? Because nobody else can shoot. So we'll be on to Death Guard turn 1. Well, everyone's going to advance because what guns I have aren't in range, so from left to right I'll just roll them all. Plague Marine squad, 4, the Poxwalkers, 4, Foul Blight spawn, 5, and the other Plague Marines at the end, 5. So there you can see I've formed a kind of firing line. We've got 1 Plague Marine squad here in the cover. Poxwalkers are spread out to block the bridge. Foul Blight spawn in the middle, and the other Plague Marines over there. The only model in range to shoot is this Blight Launcher down here, and he's just within 24 inches of these bikes. 2 shots hitting on 3s because the Death Guard ignore the penalty for advancing and firing assault weapons. 2 hits, wounding on 3s because they're toughness 5. 1 wound, but I can reroll that thanks to my Warlord trait. 2 wounds.
2 5 plus armor saves. Oh, maybe both. I can do it too.
Obviously no charging or any more shooting, so that'll be that. So we'll be on to Space Marines turn 2.
So the Dreadnought has just moved up its 8 inches. The 2 bikes have come around and we're going to stay more than 20 inches away from the Foul Blight spawn because that's the danger zone. And the land speeders come up, it's 16, so it's just on the riverbank over here. So I'll start shooting the shooting phase off with the Dreadnought, and it's going to put the heavy onslaught Gatling cannon into this Plague Marine squad, and then the Frag Storm grenade launchers into the Poxwalkers.
Right.
I'll start with the grenade launchers. We've got 2d6 shots, 10. 10 shots hitting on 3s, because we're going to get a penalty for moving. Yeah, that's the usual Dreadnought roll there. 5 hits, wounding on 3s, 4 wounds.
Disgustingly resilient. Killed 3. Take ones from the back.
And the Gatling cannon, 12 shots hitting on 4s because we moved. 6 hits as well, wounding on 4s. 4 wounds, -1 AP, but you got cover.
I'm in cover, so 3 pluses. Failed 2 of them.
Ooh.
Disgustingly resilient. Failed both, so that will be 2 of our bolt guns. We'll take these 2, I think.
I'll do the land speeder. It will put all of its guns into this Plague Marine squad.
Yep.
So I'll do the multi-melter first. 1 shot hitting on a 4. It hit. Wounding on a 3. Didn't wound. I'll use a command point reroll.
Ah, yeah, okay. So you go down to 2.
Wounding on a 3. Yes.
I do get 6+ because I am in cover at the moment. Nope.
So the land speeder is not quite within 12 inches of the Plague Marine, so it's only 1d6 damage. 3.
So 3 disgusting resilience. Made 2, but no, all the 1 is important, so another 1 goes down.
And then we've got 2 crack missiles hitting on 4s. Both missed.
Ah, right.
And finally we've got the bikes. They're going to put their twin bolt guns into the Poxwalkers.
Right, so they're rapid fire 2, but they're not within 12 inches.
So we've got 4 shots hitting on 3s. 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. 1 wound.
Disgustingly resilient, made it. These Plague Marines lost 3 models, so on a 6, 1 more will run away. Ooh, nearly a 6. No, but he's alright. So with that, we'll be on to Death Guard turn 2. So following movement, these Plague Marines here have just shuffled a bit towards the bridge, just to make sure they're all as within range as they can. Poxwalkers have adjusted a bit to make sure they can't, maybe can sneak into melee with the Plague Marines, hopefully. And the 2 remaining Plague Marines over here have moved back, as they're both within, the champion's within 18 inches of the land speeder for rapid fire purposes. And the Foul Blight spawn will advance, because if you roll well enough, he might be able to get within range of something. 6, that'll do. I made a slight mistake here. While he was within 20 inches of the land speeder, he can't actually get close enough to it because there's a river in the way to shoot. So he's actually going to go over here behind this pipe, again to make sure if it gets over the river that he'll hopefully be able to head it off. But we'll be on to the shooting phase. We'll start with the 2 Plague Marines over here. They'll shoot everything at the land speeder. I'm not going to supercharge the plasma gun. We'll do that first because I mentioned it. It got 2 hits. It wounds on 3s. Ooh, double 6.
2 6+ armor saves. Didn't make either, so it's down to 4 wounds.
And then 2 shots from the Blight Launcher. 1 hit, and not within range of the ammo box. Wounding on a 3. Rerolling everything thanks to my Warlord trait. Yep, that's a wound.
5+ armor save. Nope. I will try and reroll it.
Okay, so we're using the command reroll stratagem again, down to 1 command point.
No.
Didn't make it. And D3 damage. 3.
It's down to 1 wound.
But it is still alive. And then the other Plague Marine squad down here, they're going to shoot everything at the bikes. We'll start with the Blight Launcher, 2 shots on 3s. They both hit, wounding on 3s. Cool. Now I can't reroll that 2 anymore because they are out of range. I think I'll save my command points for the moment. So that's 1 wound.
5+ armor save. Oh, I made it.
Made it that time.
These are the luckiest bikes.
Plasma gun, not going to supercharge. 2 hits, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
6+ armor saves. Nope, so a bike will go, or the regular bike will go down.
Yep, 2 wounds. We've got 6 shots from bolt guns all within rapid fire range. We've got 4 hits. Wounding on 5s because it's toughness 5. Aha, there you go, that's what it's like to be you, shooting a Death Guard. No wounds. Well, that'll be it for the Death Guard turn because that's all the shooting and there's no charges. So we'll be on to Space Marines turn 3.
So for our movement, the bike and the Dreadnought have moved up. Sub-biker sergeant's going to have to be daring now. And the land speeder is going to take a risk and stay where it is and be a missile boat. And in the shooting phase, we're going to start with the Dreadnought. It's going to put the heavy flamer and the grenade launchers into the Poxwalkers and the heavy onslaught Gatling cannon into these 2. We'll do the heavy flamer first. D6 automatic hits on the Poxwalkers. 3. Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
5+. Made 1. We'll take this guy from the back.
And the grenade launchers get 11 hits. Or 11 shots rather, sorry. So 11 shots hitting on 3s.
Bit better.
Still 6 hits again. Wounding on 3s. 3 wounds.
killed 2 more. Keep taking away the guys from the back.
And then the heavy onslaught Gatling cannon into the 2-man Plague Marine squad. We've got 12 shots hitting on 4s. Put that in the box. No, it's the same result. 7 hits this time. Wounding on 4s. It's only 2.
3 plus armour, because I'm still in cover.
Yeah.
I'll reroll that. No, that's past
So they're
both.
fine. I'll do the bike next. Fire his twin bolt guns at the Poxwalkers.
Okay, 4 shots this time, because he's in the rapid fire range.
Yep, hitting on 3s. They all hit. Wounding on 3s.
Well, he's not having a good game, really, is he?
Nope. And Speedo, it's going to put all of its shots into these 2 Plague Marines.
Yes, okay.
Multi-melter hitting on 3. It hit. Wounding on a 3. I'll re-roll it.
Okay, so Space Marines are out command points.
Yep, it wounded.
6 plus armour. Nope.
D6 damage. 3.
And that's a dead blight launcher, because I keep the plasma gun for the champion in case his power fist comes in handy.
And then the 2 cracked missiles hitting on 3s, sorry. 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
4 plus, because I'm in cover. Maybe both.
The Dreadnought will declare a charge on the Poxwalkers.
Okay. We need a 7 or something. That's a 7. Well, it must be within range, because he was in 8 for the flame.
Yeah.
So he finishes his charge over here.
And then the Biker Sergeant will also declare a charge on the Poxwalkers.
May as well.
5 is
That'll be enough.
going to be enough. Like that. I'll pick the Biker to attack first. So he's got 2 attacks hitting on 3s.
No,
Yep.
he's really not having a good game.
No.
Good.
And then the Dreadnought has 4 attacks hitting on 3s. 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. 2 wounds.
D6 damage each.
2.
Dead.
And 5.
Got 2 in my hand. Yeah, it's dead. I'll take away this one over here from the end and the one in the middle. And then the Poxwalkers get to fight back. I have to divide the attacks as they're seen here because they can't move because they're all in base contact. So we'll have 4 attacks on the Biker Sergeant, 2 hits, wounding on 5s, 1 wound.
3 plus armor save. He made it.
And on the Dreadnought, 5s, and 2 hits again. And on 6s, no. So that'll be it for Space Marines turn 3, on to Death Guard turn 3. So for my movement, the Poxwalkers have fallen back to kind of form a barrier in front of the Dreadnought, and these Plague Marines have moved over here. They're also falling back a little bit, or moving back, not technically falling back. The Champion is staying roughly where he is, just moved a little bit closer. The Foul Blight Spawn will advance again. 2 inches. No, I decided not to actually move him very far in the end, he's only moved to there. In the shooting phase, we'll shoot this lone champion at the land speeder. He won't overcharge. 2 attacks on 3s. They both hit. They wound on 3s. Ooh, no, only 1. But I'm going to take the chance you're not going to get a 6. I'm not going to reroll.
6 plus. No.
No. So it might blow up, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter if it blows
nobody's
up.
nearby. So the land speeder goes down. Then this Plague Marine squad here. 1 will throw a crack grenade at the Dreadnought, and the other 4 will shoot at the Biker Sergeant. So we'll do the crack grenade first. It hit. It wounds on a 5. Nope. The Blight Launchers, Blight Launcher, but yeah, two shots I meant. Re-rolling everything though, because I'm within range of my Warlord trait. Yep, so that's 2 wounds.
2 5 plus armor saves. Nope,
No,
it's
it's
dead.
2d3 damage, so he goes down. And that just leaves the Foul Blight Spawn to shoot at the Dreadnought with a strength of 2d6, 8. That will be enough to wound on 3s. d6 automatic hits, 5. Wounding on 3s, re-rolling everything. That's all wounding.
6 plus armor saves. Failed all of them.
So it takes 15 damage, and it might blow up, which it doesn't. So it goes down. So that is fairly decisive, I think. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to say. Anyway, well, yes, that's a clear Death Guard victory. No Space Marines left on the board. So we'll recap that for you now. So that was the mission from issue 48 of Warhammer 40,000 Conquest. What do you think? I mean, I don't think that really went any differently to what I thought was going to happen.
No, well, it took longer for that to happen than I thought it would. I thought the land speeder and the bikes survived longer than I thought they would.
I think that's fair.
I think it is quite a difficult mission.
It's a nice idea for a scenario, but I feel like
The forces aren't
the
terribly
forces
well
don't work,
balanced.
and I don't even have any anti-tank weapons. But that's the thing, I don't care.
But you
about
don't
the
have to
Dreadnought.
shoot at the Dreadnought.
I don't have to shoot the Dreadnought. I just have to bog it down.
You have 2 units to have the Space Marines have 2 units to have the speed to make it across the board in 5 turns, but they're both really quite flimsy.
Yeah, and you've got one that can jump the river, but it's also priority target number 1 because it has the best guns. and one that is fast. If you turbo boost the bikes, they go 20 inches.
But has no firepower at all.
No firepower and no melee power, so it can't really cut through a wall of poxwalkers at any great speed. And in fact, if you hadn't rolled 2 armor saves right at the beginning for the bikes, then
they probably would have died.
at turn.
And the land speeder rolled pretty well for its weapons. It was still pretty accurate. I mean, the Dreadnought rolled average at least for its heavy onslaught Gatling cannon. The rest of it was pretty meh.
Yeah.
It rolled below average for all its other attacks.
Having the Dreadnought in this mission, it gives you a big tough thing with some guns on it, but it can never actually reach the other side of the board unless it advances every turn, but it's going to have to slog its way through something.
Yeah, or it can make some charges.
Yeah.
And the bikers did terribly at actually trying to wound or hit anything.
Yeah, well, the fact is, we've said before, strength 4 weapons with no AP are really not that good against Death Guard.
Especially in cover.
Yeah, like, it just,
might have been better to just try and blow away all the poxwalkers and just try to weather the shooting so that I could turbo boost the bikes through. But I mean, you've got the foul blight spawn at the back who can just cover everything. Assuming I start at my end of the bridge, it's not going to get me far enough to get away from the foul blight spawn.
No, and I did wonder whether as well, if I'd made a mistake by not staying in the ammo boxes, I decided to go for cover over the ammo boxes, and I think that was the right choice because I made some armor saves I wouldn't have done. And I was closer, so I was in range.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well use you've got cover either side of the bridge, so you might as well use it. And you can just block off the bridge with the poxwalkers.
Yeah, because I only start 6 inches away from it, so you have to slog through something.
I mean, as well, you have the foul blight spawn now, and you can give him Arch Contaminator, which is basically the best warlord trait for him.
Oh, that was fantastic, yeah. Like, even if I hadn't rolled my strength of 8, so I was winning it on 3s, even if I'd say even I've been winning it on 5s, re-rolling everything is quite good.
And you have your command point re-roll, so if your rolls are really low strength, you can re-roll it as well.
Yeah, in fact, those odd occasions when he doesn't roll so well, I can potentially fix it, so that's actually really good for him.
Yeah, you can re-roll one of the dice.
We said about him before, he's really good, but sometimes inconsistent.
And now he's going to be more consistent. And with the Arch Contaminator, he wounds more consistently as well.
Yeah, I'm actually quite a fan of that Warlord trait. It's there are a lot of various ones for the Death Guard, most of which make your Warlord tougher, but that one I really rather like, because it makes Blight Launchers wound when they wouldn't have done, and obviously his spectacular showpiece at the end. Unless I have one of the melee characters, I'm most likely to take that one, actually. Yeah, so command points in general, well, we only saw one stratagem here. The only other one that would have been relevant would have been... Oh no, I could have automatically passed my morale check with 2 Plague Marines, but I only stood to lose 1 from the morale check.
Yeah, I mean, the automatically passed morale test probably isn't going to come up very much. I mean, I guess if you lost 4 Plague Marines in one go, we had a big squad of Plague Marines, lost a bunch, probably use it then.
Maybe, yeah, and I will occasionally get 7, so might be useful. And then fighting first in the fight phase, I had 1 chance to use it, and I didn't really care about getting 4 Poxwalkers, or 7 Poxwalkers, whatever it was at the time, to hit your units first, because they're useless and they were doing their job anyway. That one is useful if you do have a powerful melee unit that gets charged by multiple things, because then one guy gets to strike, but then you can say, haha, no, I shall fight now. Neither of these armies are super melee armies, so it's not like it's an essential stratagem for them, but it will come up, I'm sure, at some point.
It would certainly come up more than the morale one.
The morale one, yeah.
And command point reroll is just going to be used a lot. And yeah, you missed an opportunity to use it. We probably could have killed the land speeder return.
Yeah, I did. You pointed it out to me afterwards, and I said, "Well, I forgot. I've got to learn. If I forget to make these because it is a new. I mean, obviously, in full games of Warhammer 40,000, it's a major part of the game. But all of a sudden, we've been presented with this new command point thing, and I kind of forgot to use it.
After so many games where you haven't used them, here's a new thing.
Yeah, and bikes.
Well, in general, I think, as you pointed out, you can give bikes special weapons. Well, regular bikers can take flamers, melter guns, plasma guns, and grav guns. And melter guns and flamers are assault weapons, so you can make really good use of that 6-inch move. I think they can advance, if they advance, they move 20 inches, which is a big deal. They're really, really fast.
Yeah.
But with the twin bolt guns, that's really all they have. They aren't good in melee, because they only have 1 attack each and 2 for the sergeant. And you only get 3 bikes anyway.
Yeah. We will actually get another bike and an attack bike fairly soon, so then it become obvious that the other bikes are really they're just there to die for the attack bike.
The
attack bike, which has a heavy weapon.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, really, because the bike's kit is really old, and it's from that time period where kits didn't always come with all the options that the unit could actually take.
No, it used to be a metal-only upgrade kit for the plasma gun and the melter gun, and then they later on introduced other things, but you have to nab them from other kits. Likewise, the Sergeant model has access to the full Space Marine Sergeant equipment list, but none of that comes on the kit either, so...
Not even a chainsaw to get an extra attack.
No, exactly.
Ideally, you'd get a bike squad with, give the Sergeant a combi melter, and then 2 bikes with melter guns, so you can tool around at 20 inches a turn, melter gunning things.
And then an attack bike with multi-melter if you want.
Yeah. Or you give the bikers flamers, and they're really good against horde units. But you don't get any of that. You have to make do with the twin bolt guns, unfortunately, which probably aren't going to cut it against Plague Marines.
Another small arms equipped unit for the Silver Templars against the Death Guard, and and it's just not quite good enough to do anything useful.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that bikes are a bad unit. They're actually all right, and I guess they are cheap, but really you need the extra weapons to make them worth it. And they also get there's a stratagem for them called Skilled Riders, which also applies to the land speeder that gives them a 4+ invulnerable save if they move, and a 3+ invulnerable save if they advance.
Yeah, you
use that stratagem. That's a 3+ invulnerable save. It makes them fairly durable, actually.
Yeah.
Basically, there's 3 chapters that you would take bikes with. There's the Dark Angels, who have the Raven Wing, who actually have their own kit. So they have really good bikers with their own specialist equipment. Then there's the White Scars, who obviously again specialise in bikes, and their chapter tactic allows you to advance and charge in the same turn. Yeah. So again, you've got a 20-inch unit that can charge, and you've got units with melter guns, and their attack bike as well doesn't get the penalty for moving and shooting a heavy weapon. That's another key thing for them. And the Ultramarines, actually, their Codex discipline is actually quite good for bikes, being able to fall back and shoot, because you can use them to tie up a unit in melee. Hopefully they live and then drive off somewhere else.
It's true, yeah, we didn't get to see that. So I think that's about it for this issue. If you have any thoughts, if you agree with us or disagree with us, then do let us know. If you've been playing these missions, then leave a comment. And then please do leave a like and subscribe to keep up with the latest videos. We've been the Tabletop Donkeys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye for now.